Gold farms come in all shapes and sizes, but some are literally just my go-tos. So today we'll be exploring the dark iron ore farm. Let us begin. Okay, so today let's go into mining. What we're going to be wanting to do is make sure that we have classic mining at its max level. Otherwise you're going to have a real hard time farming this farm. Currently the location for the molten core is where we're going to be farming the dark iron ore today. Now what we're going to be wanting to do is make our way over to Black Rock Mountain. This is pretty much near the Searing Gorge, or you can always take the other way, which is the Burning Steps, and you just head into Black Rock Mountain. Once you're here, you're going to be wanting to fly down to this little area right here and run into the instance by speaking to Lothos Riftwalker. You're going to ask for transport me to the molten core. You're going to be sent into here, and what we're going to immediately do is open up Worth It. Going to reset it and then start our farming session. It's going to really help if you actually have a speedy character to actually do this. You can farm these guys, but what we're really going for is just skipping all of these guys, and we're going to be wanting to focus on the molten destroyers respectively, as well as the dark iron ore deposits. This is because molten destroyers have a chance of dropping an item called the Blood of the Mountain, which sells for some pretty decent gold. Aside from that, what we can see on our mini map right here is a load of dark iron ore deposits. Now the other things of note is you don't want to kill any of the raid bosses. This is because it will actually lock you to the instance, and it will cause a real big pain in the butt if you're trying to do that. So try and avoid these guys as best as possible. If you do, however, get into contact of them, do not kill them, just wait and then make sure to reset as and when. The best way to do this, I find, is to run alongside the walls, as it just makes it easier not to aggro things. Be careful when mining for the boss as well, because you can actually aggro him if you do get too close. And it's a real pain in the butt, especially if Shadow Meld is on cooldown, such as like myself. These little guys will start pulling massive packs of each other, so be careful right there, and just keep mining and mining for your dark iron ore. Dark iron ore is used for a lot of old world crafts when it comes towards classic blacksmithing and engineering. Predominantly it is the blacksmithing items, old world ones for sure, for classic. And don't worry so much if you do kill some of the trash, because they will be resetting when we reset the instance. One other thing of note that you may want to bear in mind when it comes towards Blood of the Mountain and dark iron ore is that it is used to make a lot of the legendary items. Now, if you can actually tell, I actually have one in my bag right now, which is Sulfurous Hand of Ragnaros. This is used to craft the Sulfuron Hammer, which is used to turn into the legendary item, so to speak. And therefore that is why it gains such a high value, is because it's used to make like Thunder Fury and also Sulfurous. I do have Thunder Fury, but I got it on a character that cannot actually use it, so it doesn't even save properly. I can't even wear it. What you're ideally looking for is to try and do this raid as fast as possible for dark iron ore, and there we go, we have a Blood of the Mountain, and immediately our gold just spiked. You do also get Blood of the Mountain from the dark iron ore deposits, however that is something you may want to bear in mind, and as such we're just going to keep her on farming all of these materials, trying to avoid the bosses as best as possible. If you're a druid, this may actually come in a bit handy, as you can go invisible and carry on. Just be careful that core hounds can actually sense you, and that can cause a problem if you are not too careful. Once you've actually completed your initial run of the entire raid, you should have a decent amount of dark iron ore and also Blood of the Mountain. Now, we can see these in our bags right now. That's pretty good. I would always recommend Dark Moon Firewater Potion, as that works out quite well. Dark iron ore, typically I like to smelt this into bars and make sure. But once we've done our run, all we've got to do now is hit our dream walk or run out of the instance if you are running it as another character. If you don't have a way of getting out pretty fast, resetting and jumping back in, hence why I like to do it on a druid. Reset all instances and then press dream walk again to actually go back in. And once we're back, we'll be in the Ford Wright's tomb, and all we've got to do now is just run back out to down the stairs, and then we can just get into our flying again and then fly back over towards the entrance. As we reset all instances, we can just jump straight in and teleport back in again and rinse and repeat this process until we have finished our lockout. Now remember that you only get 10 lockouts per hour. Now in regards to estimated items per hour, now Worth It does a nice little job with this for you. It has a estimated amount of items which is 303 dark iron ore and approximately 3 blood of the mountain per hour for your farming session. And at the sell rate it's going for at the moment, this is pretty dang good in the grand scheme of things overall. So overall, this is one of my typical favourite gold farms. I generally enjoy doing it, and overall I find this to be a good load of fun, especially when it comes towards farming. Other than that, if you liked the video, then please feel free to go over and check out my game Void, which is now currently on Steam. Other than that guys, have a wonderful rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be soon.